Hello everybody, and this is Chaos with Chaos Esports Productions, bringing you another PvZ on this Bronze to Masters League series. Just got a few quick announcements. As you've probably been seeing, I've been doing some replays of some viewer casts, I guess you can call them. And if you're interested in submitting a replay, I'm going to have an email address in the description below. Feel free to send replays to that and kind of, tell me a little bit about yourself. What's your name, what region you're in, and then kind of what the matchup is and what you're looking to improve on. And I'll definitely make a video and kind of give you some tips on what to do. Also, if you'd like to follow me on Twitch, I do stream these games live over the usually early weekend time frame, but if you follow me on Twitch, you'll get an email notification letting you know when I'm gonna be shooting these. So PvZ, as I've mentioned in some of my previous videos, I tend to go for kind of an early expand style. Usually start out with either a forge or a gateway expand. As we see back here, I'm going to be planting down. Oh yeah, that's right. I was trying to see whether or not I could, I was waiting for my 400 minerals to go Nexus first, actually, in this game. I saw he was going to go for a really early expand, so I tried to deny that expand for as long as I could, and then sent my pro home and built my Nexus. So yeah, PvZ, as I've mentioned in some of my previous videos, I like to be a little bit aggressive on the early game. I find it that it tends to bring out more Zerglings earlier on, so the player kind of is hindering his dronage, and obviously it kind of puts you in a position where you can just sit back, defend, build up a relatively early army, and then kind of go from there into the mid game. So yeah, pretty standard PvZ style, as you'll probably see on some of the pro streams. So yeah, so once I get my gateway down, I noticed that he built his spawning pool before actually putting down his hatchery. So I went ahead and put down the forge just in case, if he chooses to send lings over earlier, I have at least some type of defense to deal with that. So usually once my just before my gateway finishes, I also like to get down both gas in the main. This gives me the option of getting an early stalker as well as an early mothership core, kind of to deal with any early pressure or early aggression, maybe for someone who chooses to go really early roach rush type build. And then I also was already planning on going Stargate, so I went ahead and got my third gas fairly early as well. Although I do not recall whether or not I put guys in that early, or if I just kind of let it hang out until I get my Stargate up. So yeah, getting Warp Gate research, building my first soccer, and then once I get up to 100 gas and not pylon blocked, I believe I start building my mothership core. So I go ahead and poke in just to kind of see what's going on, whether or not he's built any lings, spine crawlers, anything of that nature. And I see that there are really no defenses besides the queen. So basically, the point of this early pressure is going to be to take out that queen and hinder his larva, injects. I come out and I see this overlord and I choose to take it out. I probably should have went ahead and sent the zealot over just to get it moving across the map. Mothership core is out, so yeah, so once I take out this overlord, I'm going to immediately send my units over to his natural to see if I can force some lings and also take out his queen. And then I also go ahead and get a second and third stalker behind it, just to make the pressure a little bit more aggressive. And then obviously, even off of one gate, you're generally fairly safe when you put on this early aggression, to go ahead and take up to either the robotics facility or the Stargate. So this game I chose to go Stargate because I tend to favor Stargate now with all of the new Heart of the Swarm units. So I go out and take out another Overlord, which is awesome because basically, you know, he has to make more Overlords. And we poke on in, and we notice he's starting to build a couple spine crawlers, and both of his queens are already down here. So basically the point of this now is to basically force him to make lings, and then also, if we can, take out one or both of the queens. So I choose to focus down the Nexus. I probably should have sent these guys around, and then I come in, focus down one queen fairly well, and get surrounded, but I take out the other queen, and then I just recall back to my natural. You know, pretty simple, straightforward. I lost a Zealot, and all three of my Stalkers are half health, but overall, I still have the units. They can regenerate their shield, and everything's hinky-dory. So behind this, now as you can see, I've built up a lot of minerals, so this is something that I need to work on as far as, you know, macroing behind this aggression. I tend to focus more on what I'm doing over there to make sure I get the damage done needed. And then, so basically to follow this up, since I know I've taken out both of his queens, he's going to have less defenses as far as things that can attack air. So that makes going for an Oracle Harass kind of, you know, I know it's going to be relatively effective, because unless he went and got an Evolution Chamber and already has Spore Crawlers, you know, this is going to do at least some damage, if not a lot. So we get up our two Oracles, and we kind of we deal about this, making sure that he wasn't going to come and attack, and we go ahead and send the Oracles over. Also, I'm going to go ahead and get my +1 attack weapons, because basically I'm going to follow this up with a third Oracle, and then right after that a Void Ray. That way I can put on, you know, some kind of mid-game aggression. I probably should have gotten, I've got 5 gateways up total. I probably should have gotten maybe 1 or 2 more gateways. But yeah, so I get in with my my Oracles, I take out another queen, and I start to focus down the Spore Crawlers, since Oracles actually do a fair amount of damage toward him. And, you know, at this point we have hindered his mining. We have scouted exactly what he's doing. We know he's going Hydra Roach. And I probably shouldn't have stayed up here as long as I did, because obviously that gave him time to get up a Spore Crawler. And so I go back, I try to focus down another queen, and I don't remember if I get it. Yeah, I get it. So yeah, so I lost one of my Oracles, no big deal, because, you know, at this point he has no queens, but he has started a third. So behind this, basically, I'm just building units, because I know I've put a whole bunch of damage on, you know, put a whole bunch of pressure, gotten a lot of damage done, and as far as larva count goes, he's going to be significantly reduced, because, you know, I've killed all of his queens. So I choose to go ahead and push out a little bit, get my third base up, and then, you know, put some Stalkers behind this, since I know he's got Hydra Roach, and Zealots are only so effective against Hydra Roach. So yeah, and then I'm also working on +2. I believe behind my little Oracle pressure, I went ahead and got the Twilight Council, and then I'm getting a couple more gateways behind it. And then, as a function of seeing his lair tech, you know, he could obviously get Burrow, so I went ahead and built a robotics facility in case he gets, you know, gets Burrow, and also the tunneling claws for the roaches. So go ahead and speed it up. I poked in with my Oracles, was able to take out yet another queen, and was a little sloppy and got rid of, you know, lost both of my Oracles. But at this point, I kind of feel relatively comfortable. I know that if I push out now, I know I can pretty much take out whatever he's got. And basically this army, the sole purpose of me pushing out here is not to go kill him, but to take out this third base. If I can take out this third base, I've pretty much won because, you know, I've done a good job of hindering the number of larva injects he can hit by taking out all of his queens. And basically, by taking out this base, I completely hinder his economy because at this point he should probably be on one base because he's probably mined out at his main. So I walk in, I see the Hydras, and I come in and I snipe this hatch pretty much no problem. He doesn't really put up any fight whatsoever, and I'm pretty sure that's more or less GG. So yeah, if you've got any questions about kind of the build and what I did and why I did what I did, feel free to leave a comment in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next Bronze to Masters League game.